This is the problem. I need a ridiculous amount of these. The beginning of the end, last orders. With the impending interruption of navigation, this is our last window to order resources through the telegraph station. Afterwards, there won't be enough time for the shipment to come through before the temperature drops. Alright, let's place the order. How many convicts can I get? But I have to feed them all. Right, steam cores and prosthetics. I'm not going to do anything else. It's happening now. This game is just what it's... I can't believe how difficult this is. This is my best attempt. Extended. Oh god, look at the motivation. Is that because that's worn off, right? Fire it up again. Round up 15 workers. Oh, bit of discontent there. Just a little bit. Well, the motivation means they're still working at least. Is there anything I can research now that's of any use? In heat. Must be in heat, I think. Healthcare installation. Let's go for that. The foundry. Keep putting workers in. We don't care about the state of health. I can't get these built because I can't get the steel.
Brace yourselves. Cold is coming.
It's just got a lot colder. I haven't got the steel. Oh man, the steel requirements in this are insane. At least when this freezes, we'll be able to go and send people to go and salvage it. But absolutely insane. I don't know what to do here. I'm at a loss at this point. I don't know what more I can actually achieve. Build, yeah, it says build 2 thermal hulls. Madness. The foundry's on strike, is it? Well, let's break the strike. Let's sign another law. Anything? Anything left? Absolutely nothing there. So it's all on labour then. Institution or rationalise healthcare. So convicts get thrown into the foundations of buildings instead of to get sent home in the morgue. Hang on, let's prepare bodies. It requires 50 steel. It gets motivation past that point. That's awesome though. Okay, this is functioning. Actually, that doesn't need anyone in there. So let's turn that off. And take the workers out. It's this one. This is the one that's needed. I just can't get the steel for it. Healthcare installation researched. Good. Do nothing. Just do nothing. Transport has arrived. That's the last transport. Releasing tensions. 2 of our people got into a fist fight, apparently over the lewd picture that came by mail earlier. Nothing too serious, although one of them got a sprained wrist. The original recipient of the picture is clamouring to get it back, while the other man insisted he won it fair and square in a game of whist. As it's difficult to tell where the truth lies, people seem to expect you to settle. Confiscate the picture. I can't afford motivation. Oh, punish them both. It's my best option. What's this? There's too many problems. Oh god, how do we heat homes then? To start heating 17 of the cold homes. Right, so I need to do improved blowers, which does what? Allows us to raise the temperature around any... No. Radiator extensions. Allows us to extend the range of any brazier by 50% at the cost of doubling its coal use. So the best bet, I think, is to just build 2 braziers, surely. 10 steel. Right, so this... I've got a lot of things to build to heat up here. So let's go for 1 there. Trying to get them where they're going to cover as many as possible. 1 there. That gets a lot. That gets 3. And let's hope that's enough to satisfy that requirement. This is where... Alright, so we've got to the sea freezing up. This is the furthest we've got. So we're going to have a load more labour because none of the docks are going to work. The last ships. As the last ships prepare to leave under the watchful eye of the armed overseers, a group of desperate people charges the docks, intent on forcing their way aboard the ships. They won't stop unless we use force. 5% workers and engineers will get hurt. Discontent will rise greatly. 15% workers and engineers will leave. Motivation will... Let them go. It's less mouths to feed, and I have more staff than I need at the moment. Although that sucks about the motivation, but... what we're going to do. Right, so that's now inoperative, but we can put... yeah, we still have some supplies on here until it runs out, so it's not quite the end of the world yet. One problem after another. A fatal overdose? I see, you'll have to stop using cocaine pills for 3 days. Let's do it. Let's do it all. Is this frozen? Right. So now let's put maximum workers on there. In fact, let's send convicts because we don't really care about them so much. I can't turn a heater on. And they can have long, long stints. Convicts escape. Yeah, let them go. I don't care. We're suddenly short of housing. How does that work? We've sent people away, right? We've lost 15% of our population. We've had some convicts escape, and now we're short on housing? How does that even work? I don't think the game takes into account when someone leaves. Like when we create foragers, I don't think it reduces them from your population and housing requirements. I might be wrong about that. We're alone. Motivation will fall every morning. It's about as low as it can get. I honestly can't see me completing this, folks. Just let's have a look. We're now 3 days behind schedule. This is definitely my last attempt at this. It's so punishing. The amount of shit that's thrown at you with this. Power hungry. With a cold upon us, people are getting worried about food shortage. There are complaints that the overseers are abusing their authority to control the food rations distribution, putting themselves ahead of everyone else. Right, punish the overseers, motivation will fall. They know what's best, discontent will rise. I don't know if motivation goes to 0, whether it's game over, I'm not sure. The end is nigh, Seahorn. It is so nigh. Right, labour. Let's go for class segregation. No, let's not go for class segregation. Work standardisation. Using short shifts will cause discontent. Well, it's just something to sign. But it makes them more efficient, so... did I get enough homes heated? Let's see. No, we also need some... this is why I haven't got these homes heated, look. Because this needs filling in around here. In fact, if I just do that, that would be better. And once they're done, I can build a brazier or 2 on there, which will cover that. And that. Okay. That should get the homes done. That'll help a little bit. Anything I can do with tech? Coal might last out, actually. Improved heaters. Should we go for that? Let's do it. I know the steel is the issue, but we're just trying to hang on by our teeth now. Glad you're playing Subnautica again. Swimming in a tropical sea compensates for all the cold. It's starting to look more like Frostpunk, to be fair, isn't it? It is starting to look a lot more like Frostpunk. These poor old... If these are inoperative, why don't I dismantle them for resources? Yeah, actually that's a good idea. I'll get a bit of steel. There's no other frozen things in the ice. These people are still sending me food from beyond. There's no point having the fancy motivational food anymore because that doesn't work. So that's over. We might need a thing in there. So we've got more temperature drops in 3 days' time. I think it's just going to be a case of, you know, we get to that point and it's just game over. Book of Laws. There's nothing left to really sign in. I can do the segregation, but it requires me to build a load of things for the engineers. I'm going to sign it anyway. And I need to build a lot of engineers' houses, which will then need warming, won't they? And all of a sudden, we've got more houses than we bloody need. So there, right. So, let's... It's only wood, though. But we can knock some of these down. Engineers' lodgings. Oh, they require 25 steel. There's no way. There's no way that's going to happen. Keep the wood going. It's this support here that's the most important thing. So I'll just keep the convicts going at there. If I can keep the food going. I've got to survive maybe a few more days. Improved heaters researched. Discontent's gone down for some reason. We've kept the homes warm. Right, so we need the steel, but we need to get this project finished as well. And we're now 4 days behind schedule. And we don't have enough steel. I can do 2 at a time. This is all we've got. This is just all we've got. However, if these are empty... No, they're not empty yet. That one. So, we get the steel back. This is all we can do. That's useless, but I can't break it down. What do I get for breaking that down? 4 steel. This is how desperate we are. We've got the bathhouse on. Although it looks pretty cold in there, to be fair. Is this empty? That one's empty. Break that down. This one's still got 7 coal in. So we'll do that. And that goes... Oh, what now? A crazed preacher, the final days. A crowd is gathering by the generator around a tall, wiry man who's shouting, gesticulating wildly. We built this Tower of Babel against the God our Lord, and now his wrath is kindled against us. So he sent this great frost to smite us. Repent! Lay down your tools and pray. Most people are just gazing, but a few kneel next to him. The preacher will get hurt. Discontent will rise. We will gain 1 convict. Discontent will rise slightly. Let him be. Motivation will fall. Silence him. Right, is this finished now? Yeah, knock that down. Knock the whole... That can all go now. We get some steel back. Not enough, but we get some steel back. Is there nothing to research like in the way of... There's a heater efficiency upgrade. There's gathering. There's all these lovely things. A charcoal kiln. Maybe that's the thing to I'll never get it built because of the steel. Well... Oh, that produces coal. And then, actually, I'm alright for coal. So I don't think there's any point in me researching anything. Certainly don't need 2, so let's knock one of these down. Knock that down for a little bit of steel back. And is this the one? I'm not going to get 2 of these built, am I? One of our people has become gravely ill due to frostbite. I don't care now. I just don't care. I'll turn the heater on. I can't. Any ideas, chat? Don't forget to employ the displaced engineers from the research. Well... Oh, right, I promised warmth. That's okay. That's something. What am I going to do with them? Oh, well, there's... I can put them in these towers then. Max those towers out. And I suppose the public house. No shortage of bloody workers, look. Yeah, that's the medics used up. So that's something. Sign the last law? But is there a bonus for doing this? Maybe there is. No, I can sign a law, but there's no laws left to sign, so... And how many houses, how many engineers will this house? Shall we try doing one to find out? It uses a lot of my very valuable steel, does that. Eight, and I've got to do 46, so that's 7 in total. That's 200 oh my god, no. No. It can't be done. It just can't be done, not with this rate of return. Right, so knock that down and knock that down. Well, we're kind of coasting in now because we know we can't possibly finish this because I can't produce enough of these. This is the big issue, really. The generator's not going to be finished.
Attention all personnel. Work is over for today.
Promise fulfilled. We stopped using cocaine pills. We got motivation up a bit. We've got no food at all. It's going to get colder. Well, what we'd need is some sort of ability to mine, because I can't get enough resources in. The amount of resources required to make all this stuff, and I've got I'm sure I've got the technologies that reduce their requirements. Yeah, haven't got the requirements for that one. Oh no, that's just safety requirements. That's the one I need to get. The next one down, it doesn't tell me. You left us standing in the cold. Sir, coal reserves are low. We might consider its alternate sources. Apart from gathering it from the piles, we can get coal from wood. We research wood. Wood. We're gonna use the last few trees here to make coal. I'm nearly out of coal altogether. I can't survive 3 days, even if I could research. Right. Let's just put everything onto max. I want to see what happens. I just want to see the fail screen now. Because I know I'm 6 days behind schedule. Maybe that doesn't matter at this point. How could you possibly have got the generator built 6 days ago? How could you have done it? This guy's waiting. You can come back, but you're better off staying out in the wilderness, to be quite honest, mate. There's nothing else to go and find. Are they even generating any extra steel? Because my steel's not going up. Not enough food. Yes, we know there's not enough food. There's nothing I can do about that. This is where it all goes wrong. This is where it gets to regular Frostpunk mode. Cold homes. I won't address this right now. Because I can't address this right now. It gets a lot warmer, but I've got to go through 3 days of starvation. And there's absolutely nothing I could do. I don't know why my people won't go and... Someone died. I can't send them back anymore. We can eat them. I'll prepare the bodies with some of the steel I've got left, but... Can you guys see a reason why I'm not harvesting this steel? Let's put no workers and just all convicts. I'll tell you what, let's put max workers, because I can't see a reason for that. I know it's nighttime now, but... Oh. I just got some steel from somewhere.
Well, the frost is here.
Engineers, lodgings not built. Yeah, that was never going to happen. Use the... I can't... The trouble is, my penal colony is full. And I can make more colonists. I can make more of these. But... right, none. Max. Let's put this on max. Well, it doesn't matter because I've got no steel. So... So I might survive, but if the generator's not built, it's a failed game anyway, I think. You meant for the ship? I don't think I can do much about the ship. I can't, I've just got it on long... Just got it on long hours, but I can't... I think that thing, whatever it's called, the panopticon, it only works for these buildings which have safety levels, because it allows forced labour, but it drops the safety level. But I mean, if we can't build anything anyway, absolutely nothing I can do. I can't think. Execute some convicts. 8 people did not show up for work this morning. Yeah. Yeah, it's tough, isn't it? We'll leave the scouts out there. I wouldn't mind if it shows me a different end screen other than just the you're fired or you failed bit. That would be enough for me. Something a bit different. The medical post. We have no one. The care house. Where's the pub? Even the pub's too closed. Too cold to work. And this says, no justice. The woman who was allegedly molested by an overseer confronted him in the street and stabbed him with a knife. He died of his wounds shortly after. It appears he didn't have any friends, not even amongst his co-workers. Losing a limb. Consider signing the care house or prosthetics law. I have. Close. Ooh. Come on. Death from overwork. There's no point even overworking those, is there? Because absolutely nothing I can do. I can't even supply them with materials. We'll get one built anyway if we can. I do seem to have plenty of wood, but because I can't research... What's it under? A charcoal kiln. I need 20 steel. No, I just can't research it. The wood thing would have been a possibility for building coal, but we're just going to have to let everyone freeze to death instead. Is this meant to end in failure? It's not. It's really not. But I can't get it to end any other way. It's absolutely brutal. And I can't see how I could have produced more resources, more steel in particular, which is what's slowed us down here. I need to build... Hang on, I don't need... Right, knock these down. Knock down anything I don't need. I'm going to assume I don't need that. And we'll try and get the machine shop to produce... I need another 7. It's going to get warmer at least in a minute. Disband the scouts. Well, let's knock that down. What's that warning for? 5 people were wounded. Discontent. Global strike risk. The morgue. Not much we can do in the morgue. Where's my... I had another one of these scout huts. Was it here? There it is. Disband. Yeah, you get some steel back. You're right. And... Was that not disbanded? Yeah. It might get me just enough to produce... 1/2 of the generator. But that's it. And everyone's starving. Maimed by a machine, that's very unfortunate. And now what? Public prayers. Forbid the practice. If I forbid the practice, discontent will fall. Oh, that might just keep me going. When it gets warmer, I'm sure discontent will improve. We've got some... Oh, we've got some... Where did the food come from? People are furious. Use lethal force to pacify them. There's a risk of a strike, is there? Right, none. Max. We can actually do something with that. Boom. Hang on. I want it on, don't I? Yeah. So we're going to get to... Are we going to get to 25 of these? More sick beds needed. No, they're not. I won't address this. Discontent will rise. I should have destroyed that engineer's home. I'll go and wreck it now, actually. Just trash him for the steel. Mark's going into full dictator mode. I wish I could disband that, because that's no use to me whatsoever. I can't afford the research, so... Yeah, let's disband all the research. Penal colony is kind of useful. A cookhouse. Disband. Factory inspectorate. Well, just for the safety thing, I don't know if it's even needed. Public house is kind of doing some work. Oh, I've got all this wood, I think, from knocking down houses and buildings. Did we get it? Did we get them done? 23. I still can't do the last one that I need. Come on, give me that steel. Discontent is raging. Mysterious fainting. It's because people are starving. You need to give the people a "we're doing this for the survival of humanity" speech. I wish that was an option. Don't forget, folks, this is only half the generator casing. People are furious. Bit of lethal force. We'll shut them up for a while. Missing outlook. 5 people will be sent out from the camp. Go look for him. Go look for him. Less people to starve in here. That's functioning. Have I got the steel to do one more? I haven't. This rate of production from this is so bad. People are hungry. They'll have 3 days to feed everyone. Let's feed them and stockpile them for food. I won't address this right now. Yeah, when you get to the end of the game, unless you've stockpiled a shit ton of food and coal and steel, I'm sure someone must have beaten this game. But I obviously need a lesson in it, because there's got to be like one very specific path that you have to do that gets you to in range of winning at the end. And unless you do that exact thing, you end up like I have on 5 attempts. And I can't see what I could have done differently to help this out now. Fate of the Lookout. The search party returned in the dead of the night, empty-handed and unnerved. They found shreds of the man's knapsack and clothes in a circle of trampled, bloody snow, and traces of dragging along a set of large paw prints. These are polar bear tracks, says an experienced explorer. These beasts normally keep far to the north of here until winter. We must get out of here. The weather really is getting crazy. Technically, we could eat polar bears. If only we could... There's nothing new we can build now, is there? Like hunters' lodges that I've missed out on. No. Let's just go. It's going to get warmer. That's my one saving grace. I can't build anything. I feel so sad. Yeah, we need cheat codes. We need the cheat codes. Sounds like food is coming to find me. Sounds like it just requires a huge amount of micromanaging and careful planning. And this is the trouble. Without having previously played through to know exactly what happens at the end, and it's very scripted. It's a very scripted series of events. You can't plan for those. So you go along with a general idea and you think, oh, okay, it didn't work this time. I'll try again. And you might get a bit further. So you think, right, I'll try again. And I get a bit further and try again. But at this point, I honestly don't know what I could have done differently at any one point in the game. There's always so many... If I'd spent more time developing the docks earlier to get more resources, I'd have had more resources, but I would have failed the deadlines for the early stages of the generator. So I just... And I brought as many workers in as I could on this playthrough. And I just don't know what else I could do. Are we going to get this done? I need one more steel. Right. I think it's just got warmer. It's not going to help with the food, though, is it? If that causes the seas to defrost, and I've got rid of all the... Oh, my God. I scrambled all my docks. I could have the fishing places. Oh, it's over anyway, so that's all right. Well, is this a rescue mission? This is the greatest disappointment of my life. The end. Spark of hope. The huge generator disappears from view, dwarfed by the mountains towering over it, which soon too sink beyond the horizon. You've won against all odds, yet the future is dim. The Empire is in chaos. People fight over work, food, heat. The company officer who welcomed you aboard says there'll be a raffle for the crew to win a place at the generator should the worst happens. A raffle. You look over the tired yet proud faces of your people as the seas swell in the cold wind. You wonder if all this effort was for someone else's benefit entirely. We did it. That was a win. I think that classes as a win. Every bold endeavour demands sacrifice. There was a lot of sacrifice. And so, we did. Come on, doesn't need to go this slow. And so we did. Oh. Constant oversight, strike busting, roundups, penal colonies. So we survived then. Maybe as long as you get to that stage you can call it a win. That was a rescue ship that came. They would have had a job getting on it without the docks. Liverpool needed a chance. I failed to give it. 52 dead workers, 6 dead engineers. That wasn't bad. 4 dead convicts. All we sacrificed was for nothing. Failed construction, New Liverpool. Liverpool skipped in evacuation plans. Support capacity 500 citizens. Chances of survival poor. Site 113. Okay. And that was the end of that. At least Liverpool is winning the Premier League. Yes, there's some small consolation. My God, what a hard game. So I achieved a sort of a draw. I think you could call that a draw. My colony survived to the end. I didn't get fired, but I didn't achieve the building project, so New Liverpool never came to exist. It must be possible to do it, but if it does do it, then how does that tie in with the main base game Frostpunk story? Or does that not really matter? I guess it doesn't matter. But holy hell, that is hard. And hard to the point where I don't want to play that ever again. It was fun for the first 4 times I played and failed. That last one was so unrewarding at the end. And I don't want to play that again. No, I don't think New Liverpool existed in the base game. So, oh, you were New Liverpool in the base game? Were you? Ah, okay. So I've screwed it up for the base game. Okay, I thought another site must have been doing it because that dock there didn't look like the site of New Liverpool. from the base game. But anyway. I honestly don't know, actually. I don't remember it being mentioned. So, wow. Well, thanks, folks, for sticking with us to the end. I was hoping to do a better finish than that on that last run. I seriously don't know how I could have done it. The only thing I can suggest is that this is going to go live tomorrow. People are going to say it's too hard, and I'd say within a couple of months it'll be patched. And what they'll do is they'll reduce discontent or motivation penalties, or they will maybe reduce the amount of materials something requires, or they'll increase the spawn rate of some of those other materials like iron and coal. Something like that will happen. It doesn't need an awful lot of balancing. It just needs a little bit to make that end goal more achievable. But I truly am lost. I don't know what else I could have done differently. Even playing with hindsight as an advantage, I couldn't get there. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm back on Wednesday afternoon. We're going to play Red Dead 2. There's enough of this nonsense. I've had enough of this one for now. And we'll hopefully see you then. Have a great week, for those of you who can't make Wednesday afternoon. And thanks. Oh, welcome to the new followers, by the way. Thanks for your support. Thanks for your company tonight and suggestions. It did help. And we'll see you on the next one. All right, folks. Good night.